Massaman curry literally means Muslim curry. Whether it's a dish of Indian or Malay origin depends on who you ask. It will certainly bring to mind some Indian curries you've eaten because of the inclusion of flavors like anise and cardamom. Now remember, a curry is simply an aromatic mixture of herbs and spices. In Thai cooking, with the exception of yellow curry powder, our curries are made using pastes, which get their consistencies from the herbs and chilies ground into them. If you've never seen spices in their whole form, this is what some of them look like. For Massaman curry paste, we have 1/4 teaspoon cumin seeds, 2 cloves cardamom, 2 cloves anise, about 2 inches of cinnamon stick, 2 whole cloves, 1/4 teaspoon black peppercorns, and a little salt. But before we grind these in the mortar and pestle, we're going to take them to the stove and dry roast them. We have a very low heat going here, and we don't have to use any oil because our cooking time is so brief. Everything goes in the wok except our salt, which goes in the mortar. Now you don't have to roast your spices, but it really brings out the flavor. Before we leave the stove, we're going to deep fry our red hot chilies. These are the small, what some call bird's eye chilies. They're very hot in this dried form, and deep frying them gives them a nice smoky taste that goes very well with the roast spices. We use a medium heat, and we drop them in when the oil is hot. The whole thing takes 10 to 15 seconds. If you're planning to make other recipes in this series that call for these, you might fry up a dozen or two now. They'll keep for a while. You can order the small dried variety that you'll need from our website. Now let's go back to the counter and prepare the herbs that are going into the paste. We'll prepare our dried red chili first. Hopefully you'll be able to find one of these at your local Asian grocer's, but if you can't, don't worry. We use it mainly for color. To remove the seeds from the inside first, and we use the scissors to cut it into little strips. If you live in a place that gets lots of warm sunshine like Thailand, you can make your own dried chilies. There's nothing to it, just buy them fresh, and when the sun is shining, leave them out on the porch or the roof for a few days. Our lemongrass is next. We chop 2 teaspoons from the bottom part of this stalk. Why the bottom? Because that's where the flavor is strongest. Next, we chop 1 teaspoon of our fresh galangal root. Remember, ginger is not a substitute for galangal, though they come from the same family. Their tastes are very different, so if you can't get fresh galangal, try to find some dried. Soak the dried root in warm water for about 10 minutes before you chop it, and use twice the amount. Next, we chop 2 teaspoons each of shallots and garlic. Crushing a garlic clove like this before slicing or chopping it helps to bring out all its flavor. Now we're ready to pound our spices. If you're planning to make our mixed satay with peanut sauce recipe anytime soon, we suggest you make enough of this delicious paste now, so that you'll have a few tablespoons left over. Freezing any unused portion will conserve it for a good long time. It took us just about a minute to pound these spices. Now, if you don't have a granite, mortar, and pestle like this one, you can use a spice grinder. But a purist will tell you the taste is not the same, and we happen to agree. Our herbs are next, and the chilies go first. That took about another minute. Now, Massaman curry isn't known for being a fiery dish, but if you want to add a little kick to yours, you might use more than the 7 or so dried red chilies we put in. You might go as high as 10. Our herbs are next: lemongrass and galangal, garlic and shallots. was about 4 more minutes of tricep building, and our paste is nice and smooth. So all in all, we've invested about 6 minutes of elbow work to achieve this homemade curry paste. When you taste your curry, you can decide if it's worth the effort.